So today I'm on the couch with Michelle Frawley. Michelle is a parent of one of our students, Alicia, who comes to the studio and has been coming for almost a year, I'd say, at this stage. Alicia was also involved in my PhD research, which looked at rhythm and beat and the benefits of learning and helping basically confidence, emotional processing and learning ability. So I'd just like to, maybe you could tell people about your experience, maybe first of the research and then of her singing lessons.
Perfect. Hi, so my daughter Alicia is 11 and she's been working with Caren with the research probably since she was 8, 7?
Yeah, it's a few years.
So she started initially, Alicia was diagnosed with dyspraxia at the age of 6 and she was struggling at the time hugely with a lot of what was kind of termed ADHD type symptoms. And working with Caren with the research in a very short space of time, I think it was about 6 weeks we were working with the research, and it was a huge change in Alicia's behaviour overall, where her ADHD like symptoms were almost non-existent. Tantrums and things like that she would have had previously and would have been almost a daily occurrence were non-existent and haven't really reoccurred unless we're in extremely high stressful situations since. She just learned to kind of focus and balance herself and cope a lot better. And even the school noticed it. We had a parent-teacher meeting, I think I remember telling you that,
yes.
After about 8 weeks, and the school were like, this is a different child to what was on the report from the previous year. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like there's no fidgeting, there's no jumping around, there's no constantly needing to ask questions, there's no constant talking and messing. They just found that there was a huge change between the two classes, and they were like, no, this is a different child to the one that was on this report. So that was a huge boost.
I should probably tell people at home, first of all, what the research entailed. So basically for my PhD research, I looked at comparing horse riding, the physical sensation of horse riding versus audio-visual media, which was hearing horses and seeing horses move, because feeling a rhythm also stimulates the same areas of the brain as hearing a rhythm. So when you hear music and your foot automatically taps in time to the beat, that's basically the rhythm of audio stimulating a physical movement. And what that does for learning ability is that a child in the classroom, say, has to follow teaching instruction, and that consists of a series of tasks given in sequential order, and that have to be processed in a particular way in order to produce an outcome, which could be, can you open your school bag, take out a book and open it on page 16? And for a child with special needs, sometimes the processing of that can be extremely difficult. And what rhythm and beat does is it helps to synchronise that internal timing, so a child can start to understand the rhythm and the beat and then automatically process those instructions. So Alicia took part in the audiovisual side of it, where she listened and watched horses on a screen and heard their heartbeat and heard their hoof prints and at different paces through walking, a canter and a gallop. And so that was what her therapy, as you might want to call it, for the period of 8 weeks. And then that was basically the improvements that you noticed in school from that.
Yeah, and during that time we were also undergoing testing for audio processing issues, which the school had kind of brought to our attention the previous year, just towards the end of the year. So we'd been going through testing with a speech and language therapist, and then we were referred to an audiologist. So kind of Karen's work overlapped in the intervening period, and it's not something that we ever kind of put together at the time, but by the time she initially had the speech and language therapy assessment probably early September, and we wouldn't have had the audiology assessment until closer to Christmas, which would have been after her sessions with Caren. And by the time she had the audiology assessment done, they found that there was no audio processing issues, whereas the speech and language team had found that there would have been definitely significant or questionable audio processing issues. So
the interesting thing is that rhythm and beat is actually how a child develops in the first place. So in the womb, a baby in the womb hears the mother's heartbeat and feels your locomotion, and your locomotion is a 2-beat.
Yeah.
Because you're moving your hips. And that's actually how the baby develops. The vestibular system is the first to form, and that's your balance in your middle ear, and that's how all the other systems begin to form, and basically your brain develops. And what happens a lot of time with children with special needs, if anyone is related or has a special needs child at home, they will notice that their rhythm skills can be very poor, and that then affects their learning ability. So teaching children rhythm skills can automatically bring that on, and I suppose that was Alicia's early intervention in the first place, getting the rhythm skills and just getting that internal sync.
Yeah.
And I remember you told me at one stage about a temper tantrum that she had, and I told you to put on the sound of a heartbeat that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
What happened?
It was funny. She was having a temper tantrum over her homework. She just simply couldn't sit and focus. And Caren,
and not a run-of-the-mill temper tantrum, because everyone has those.
A total meltdown. It was. I actually had another child there at the same time, and she was just like, I can't believe what's going on, and there was no reason for it. Like, I hadn't given out. I had just kind of said, right, we need to get homework done, and it just went into meltdown and complete and utter catatonic. So Caren had mentioned before that if anything ever triggered like that, to put on a heartbeat sound.
Yeah, there's one on YouTube. It's about an hour long, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put it on, and she screamed and she roared for about 2 minutes, and I just ignored it and just let the heartbeat sound work away. So her little friend turned around and said, come on, we'll just get the homework done and then we can go and play. And with the heartbeat sound in the background, the two of them sat there and they had the homework done in 5 minutes flat. And there wasn't a word. It was just that they had managed to refocus, and that was it. It was really something else. So.
I've had that with several other parents as well who've come in with temper tantrums that can last 20 to 30 minutes, like explosive ones, and that would just say, put on the heartbeat and see what happens. And generally the child starts to self-regulate and come back to their normal.
She hates it. She really bucks against it, but if it's on in the background, and the other one she's noticed she likes as well, like white noise, is it's the sound of rain. She loves that herself. Yeah. So if there's rain or a shower going or something like that, so it's pure white noise, that she loves the sounds. Yeah. Now she's 11, that she's able to kind of understand and say that she likes those kind of things. Whereas when she was a little bit younger, she wasn't able to identify what she needed in terms of stuff.
For soothing, I suppose. Yeah. It's interesting. So then, after doing the research, Alicia came for singing lessons, which in some way was slightly different because we have Mad About the Voice Ireland, as everybody knows, but we also run Spirited Studios, which is kind of the special needs side of singing lessons. And generally, it is pretty much the same as a Mad About the Voice Ireland singing lesson, because I don't like to distinguish who has special needs and who doesn't. We just cater the lessons a little bit differently, depending on the child's needs. So Alicia comes in for singing lessons that don't really have much of the therapy that she's had before. Yeah. How did she get on?
She thoroughly enjoyed it from day one. She just seemed to grasp onto the whole concept quite quickly with you. Yeah. And even from day one, I think the dude was kind of looked at each other and went,
she's a big voice. She's one of these voices.
Yeah, so it's been managing and coping with her voice really, and kind of getting her used to it as well, because she would never have done any singing or anything like that before. And even in school, she'd kind of shy away from it because kids would always have kind of given out and slagged her off for it. But she herself has just developed her own confidence around it, and she opened your showcase.
Yes, she did. In December we had a big showcase.
For the first time ever, she would have gotten up in front of people to sing. She would never have even sang in front of family before that.
She did an amazing job as well.
Yeah. So, and then after that she went into school and offered to sing, and now she's just, there's no holding her back. She just loves it. Yeah.
I think a lot of the time for children with special needs, like horse riding is great as well. It's one of those things, if you have with dyspraxia, you can often have a motor coordination disorder, and so team sports are very difficult. So horse riding is a great one, but it's very expensive, horse riding, and it's not always as accessible insofar as you go once a week and then you have to wait till the following week to get the horse. And I suppose that was where my research came in with the audio side, because audio you can get all the time, and singing she can get all the time. So she comes for her singing lesson, and that's her little activity that she can do, that's her thing that she can excel at, and it's not stopping her with her physical motion or any other coordination, and in fact it's helping her emotional processing as
Definitely.
well.
Yeah, definitely I've seen a huge increase, like a huge benefit in the emotional side of it for her. Again, she kind of self-regulates now a lot more than she would have previously. And she just finds things with the confidence. A year ago she would have been diagnosed with OCD, where she had very, very high anxiety levels. A lot of that was triggered through bullying in school and stuff like that. But working with Caren, we've seen those levels reduce even further to the point where they're practically non-existent now.
Do you think part of that has got to do with her feeling more comfortable in her own skin, insofar as that she loves singing, she feels like she can do it here, and then there's a community of singers that she gets to do it with, so she feels part of that team? Do you think that might...
that, and also it's just the confidence levels, I think, in herself that, like, at home, when she's sitting in a room on her own, you'll hear her singing. Like, she'll just be singing away to herself, whereas she would never have done anything like that before. And humming, doing her vocal exercises when she's brushing her teeth in the morning.
Lip drills while brushing your teeth.
That's it.
Very, very possible. It's hard. You'd be cleaning the mirror quite a lot.
That's it, yeah. The whole place is clean.
So, just going to say a few more things. Firstly, she did a showcase in December, and she's still coming to lessons, and she's looking to do her next showcase in July.
Yeah.
And what about singing as a potential career for her, perhaps?
She thinks she wants to be a singer.
Yeah.
Going forward, she's utterly convinced. She's just really annoyed she's not able to be auditioned for The Voice.
She's too young, is she?
And she even went through the X Factor terms and conditions.
Oh, bless her.
To see if she could audition, and I said no, definitely not, and she was just really annoyed at me. So she wants to be a singer, and she wants to go forward with singing, whereas she would never have identified like anything like that before.
Yeah, for me it's very important to have, I suppose, something that is you on the inside and being able to express that. And one of the things we also like to promote at the studio is our nurturing of mistakes and anything is possible, and we don't try and mould the singer so much. We try and nurture what they have on the inside and bring that out. So Alicia's ability to make mistakes in the studio and try out things with her voice is also very important, I think, for her growth as a singer, but also for her growth as a young person, especially she'll be coming into secondary school in a few years' time as well. Yeah,
she's another year left in primary, so... But another side of it as well is that I've noticed that her artistic ability has come on in leaps and bounds as well, and that she's letting herself flow
more expressive.
Yeah, definitely, like even with drawing and stuff like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So would you recommend singing lessons for those at home?
Definitely. Definitely. Working with Caren has literally changed us from having very high stressful situations all of the time, and a lot of kind of meltdowns and breakdowns and stuff like that, and even the anxiety levels, to literally being almost normal.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Exactly.
Well, personally for me, singing has been a really important journey for my own emotional processing as well. And I think a lot of our singers who come to the studio, some have special needs, some just like singing, some want to be a superstar, and some just want to have this thing inside that they want to explore. And sometimes it's not about the diagnosis of a special needs, but your own personal development as well. So whether I think someone has special needs or not, singing is a good way of exploring what's on the inside and helping people grow and blossom from who they really are.
Especially around their age, the 10, 11, 12, 13 years.
Coming into that secondary school where it is probably harder to find your feet as well.
That's it. Like it's always a big worry for a parent, but knowing that she now has the confidence to kind of be comfortable in her own skin helps an awful lot to kind of know that, and she's not too keen to fall into groups of children, and she's or kind of fall into peer pressure and stuff, because she has that self-confidence now that other children you can see don't have, and that is all down to you going forward.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately, it is.
No, but she's the one, you know, who does the work as well. So she's the one who goes home and does her practice, and she's the one who comes to lessons. You know, it's a big thing. And actually, you are the one who took the initiative and put her involved in the research study as well. Not everybody did that. I remember when we were looking for people to do the research study, it was very difficult to find people in Galway and Limerick. Like Dublin booked up straight away, but Galway and Limerick was very difficult to source. Obviously we're looking for a particular category of student as well, because just to meet the criteria for the research study, they have to be a certain age and have not done horse riding and have a particular diagnosis. But it's, you know, people take the initiative as well to seek out things, and so you did that. Yeah.
We had to. We were struggling at the time, so it was kind of imperative. When I saw the study and everything, I said, well, we have to give it a shot if it helps anyway with the
And then you hear what it's about and you think, okay. But logically, I think it makes sense when you start to tell people how the baby really evolves in the womb.
Yeah.
And then you can hear that. And I would invite people to go home, and if they have special needs friends or family relations, just check out their rhythm skills. Because if their rhythm skills are poor, you can definitely translate that to their learning ability and sometimes their emotional processing as well. So by increasing their rhythm skills, and it's not just singing, like piano would also help, even though the coordination can be difficult if people have a physical coordination disability, but drumming is also really good as well. All of those things. Regular beat-based rhythms.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming today.
No problem.
Bright and early on this, I don't even know what day of the week it is, Tuesday. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And we look forward to hearing more from Alicia in the future.
Definitely.
Thank you.